Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron here. We're going to compare today the Premier Study Bible. And again, all I have is like the mock-up copies and the pages. I don't have like a full one to do, but this is the right size. And the NIV Theology Study Bible here. So we're just going to take a look. I'll let you take a look at the size first of all. And this is in leather soft and hardback. I've got my place saved here, so ignore this. Just look at the main part. This was previously published as the NIV Zondervan Study Bible. So we'll take a look. So you can see that the Premier Study Bible, this is the actual size of the Premier Study Bible. It's going to be a little smaller, a little thinner. Anyhow, the dimensions are going to be identical, it looks like. And I go by the Bible itself. Official Bible people go by the Bible block without the cover. I'm just like, well, since this is real world, it's got a cover on it. You can actually buy, now let me just say this, you can buy some Premier Study Bibles in Bible block only. I don't think that's been advertised enough. And get somebody else to put a cover on it. A lot of you like exotic covers, like Ben's Bibles or somebody like that. So let's just take a look in here. And so this is just a sample page, very close to the same thing. Let me just... Here we go. I was a couple pages off there. And you can just see what it's going to look like. And this is just a sample page. Now, when we get the full Premier Study Bibles in, Lord willing, we'll go back through and do a more comprehensive review, because I've sent half of these. Brother Wilson is the general editor, and so he's got half the Bible pages and I've got half. So like he's got the concordance and the topical index and all the articles in the back and most of the New Testament. So I really can't show you that. He's got the front and the New Testament, and I've got the middle part. He might not realize this, but like what I'd really like is the concordance. The concordance is really cool. So you can see that the Premier Study Bible is just going to have larger print, more readable print. Computer technology is doing incredible things with print size right now. Incredible. And so it's not just the size of the print, it's the readability of the print, but both in the notes themselves and in the Bible text. And it also looks to me like that the Premier Study Bible is going to have just a little more in the way of references. Of course, the Theological Study Bible, Biblical Theology Study Bible, is going to have side column reference, whereas we have the traditional center column reference. It does look like we have more in the way of references. And because it's the King James Version, we also have difficult words in the middle to be understood. And I know a lot of my real hardcore King James aficionados don't like that. It's the real world situation, and it's everybody in the committee basically wanted that. I didn't care. To me, I was like, yeah, I don't really need that. Now, I will say it does look to me like there are more notes in the Biblical Theology Study Bible. One thing the Biblical Theology is going to have is, I'll show you a page that has an archaeological picture. It's going to have full color, whereas the Premier is not going to have full color. The Premier is going to be more like the KJV Study Bible 2 that used to be the Liberty Annotated Study Bible that sold really close, I think 4 million copies around the world. It was the one that Thomas Nelson showed us that had large print. Ours actually has a little smaller print than that, but still a great size, enormous amounts of information, and had the in-text maps. And so then we added some things to ours, like the topical index, like here's our example up in my left hand of an archaeological supplement. It's not going to be full color. Character studies, we got that, basically from the Life Application Study Bible. The articles we got from the Apostolic Study Bible. When I say it, I'm talking about the ideas, not the content of any of it. So like the Theological Study Bible, this is going to be more even though the Premier Study Bible has cutting edge theology in it, biblical theology, that's not its sole focus. It's more of a general purpose. So this is going to have a personality profile of Joseph. So it has like 39 personality profiles, about 67 in-text maps. Let's see how the introductions compare. So the print's going to be better in this. And we're only going to do King James. They're doing NIV here. The print's going to be better in the Premier Study Bible. The size is going to be better, Premier Study Bible. But as far as commentary, the Biblical Theology Study Bible is going to have a lot more in the way of commentary. So we'll show you an introduction for Exodus in the Biblical Theology Study Bible. And then we'll show you an introduction for Exodus in the Premier Study Bible. And you'll be able to see the Biblical Theology Study Bible's just got more. I appreciate Brother Mallory zooming in and out here. He is such a faithful man of God. We appreciate him. Be sure to pray for he and his wife. They're blessings of God on them. They do so much in this ministry. So, but you can see that it's quite a bit more. And then we'll show you here. Now we're still going to have plenty and more than many. Our original intent was to kind of follow the New Open Study Bible for introductions, because to me they have like the best introductions from a conservative viewpoint. So many of the other ones are kind of in the new evangelical movement. Which weirdly enough would have been liberal like 10 years ago. Now it's like mainstream conservatism. Let's see here. Let's see if they've got red letter. They don't have red letter. I will give you a quick sample of a red letter in the Premier Study Bible. There is no red letter there in the Biblical Theology. I was very pleased how the red letter is just so iffy. But the red letter turned out absolutely phenomenal in the Premier Study Bible. Turned out really good. Now let's see if between the Testaments from Malachi to Christ, yeah, they have a ton, and I love it in the Biblical Theology. It's very full color. We've got a ton too, but it's more just straightforward. I think we've got 8 pages. That was one of my jobs, was editing it, and I found a couple of errors in there, like material errors, not just, we found tons of errors all over the Bible. But so this would be like what ours, so ours would not have the bells and whistles, but would have a ton of information, maybe even more information. So let's see here, Premier Study Bible. Leather softs come out June 24th, cowhides July 1st. Let's see if in the back we may have the exact same map section. Now their maps are not on glossy paper. Yeah, because Zondervan and Thomas Nelson are owned by the same company now. We have the exact same maps. They do have more maps. That was one of the things in size. They just wanted, it was done by the committee. You know, if it's up to me, I'm a big introductions person and I'm a big map person. I was like, give us 16 maps. They were like, it'll be too big. Let's go to, let's do 8 maps. And I was like, okay, But at least they're the glossy maps. They're not glossy, they're the same paper in here. So that's just a little comparison between the NIV Biblical Theology Study Bible and the Premier Study Bible. And we just want you to live for God. We want God's truth to be made known. And that's the basic thing. And God bless. We love you and appreciate you. We'll talk with you later in Jesus' name.